Become a supporter of the LABL Podcast by making a monthly contribution when you go to anchor.fm/leadandbelegendary. I'll put the link in the description, and I also have it on the website, leadandbelegendary.net. Again, that's anchor.fm/leadandbelegendary. You can click on the hyperlink that says support this podcast. It's an investment. Why not? Oh, speaking of investments, I've downloaded the Acorns app recently. I've been messing with it for like the past week or so. It's pretty dope. I did it because I've been trying to get a little bit more into investing in stocks and, of course, like saving money because I'm frugal. I'm a father and I'm trying to save every penny that I can possible. Anyhow, Acorns, it's pretty dope. It's basically you invest in your spare change. Like for those of us that use our debit card a lot, which I'm sure that's many of us, it sounds kind of weird because it's saying invest your spare change and it's a debit card. Anyway, it's a good way to like save money. I guess I would say it's called micro investing. So it's dope because you're doing it without noticing. It's pretty much, they do this thing called roundups. Like I say, that's where you invest in the spare change from like your everyday purchase. And I think it was like maybe over the weekend, I was using my debit card often, you know what I'm saying? And it's just basically like it was taking the leftover change from my purchase and investing it into my account that I have set up with Acorns. You can link like a debit card to it or a checking account. They got it to where you can do recurring investments where you can set it up to either do it daily, weekly, or even like a monthly automatic investment. The minimum is like $5, I want to say, or you can just do it as a one-time investment, and that's still add up even if it's like $5. I think they also do it. Well, I know for a fact they do it to where it's something called found money, where it's like over 200 of the top brands that I think Nike is included. Nike, right? Nike. I think that's included though too. Like when you shop with some of the top brands, they basically, you get, I don't want to say paid for it, but it's like you earn money based on your shopping. You can also do like retirement plans for that or whatever. Like if let's say you're an entrepreneur, and you don't work a 9-to-5 job like somebody that may have a 401k set up through their job. So with Acorns later, that's a way you could save for like retirement, do your IRA. It's dope. It's dope. Anyhow, I'm gonna put the link in the description for that for y'all to set it up. I'm terrible at selling shit, which is why I don't really have ads on the LABL Podcast like that. But like I said, I wanted to share this with y'all. I downloaded the app. It's pretty dope. Check it out. Link for that will be in the description too. Anyway, we're about to get into this episode. To the album. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm gonna get into it. All right, check. Y'all tuned in to another episode of the LABL Podcast. That's LABL Podcast. I'm your host, named Tag. We're gonna get right into it. We got a special guest on here, another MC, fresh from out of Detroit. Goes by the name P8tience. He just released the album Good Karma, but I'm gonna let him introduce himself. Talk to the people, man.
Hey, what's going on, LABL, man? This is P8tience, man. Glad to be here, man. Good Karma's in stores. Go get it now. P8tience.com. What's up?
So yeah, man, I read the Metro Times interview, and of course it's spoken about on this album. You talked about being a career crook. So what was the defining moment that pushed you into being a career songwriter?
Really, my daughter, having a family, having children, specifically, but as a man, you have family and, the responsibility, of other people's lives, other than your own. And, you can't just run the streets. You can't gamble with your life and gamble with your freedom. When you instrumental, I should probably add that to it, in their lives. But, yeah, man, honestly, it was just my daughter. I wanted to be there for her. I wanted to be present in her life like my father wasn't in mine. And that was very important, that she got a better chance than I got, So, I didn't have a college degree. I didn't have, money I was going to inherit. It was the streets. It was something that I created. And, so I went for that.
Man, mad relatable. I got a daughter myself, so I think about that every day. Like, it's a purpose. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. man.
But it's a man overall. It's a well. I sat and listened with that album. I listened to it twice. Well balanced album.
Okay.
It's not too lengthy. You know how some albums come out. It's about like 16, 20 some tracks. I think you kept it at like, what was it like? Is it, how many is it? Like 9, 13?
It's 9. Yeah,
Okay.
It's 9 songs. It was 9 tracks, but it's only 8 records. Actual songs.
Yeah, because one of them was it's the Baby Boy skit, I think, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Well balanced album. My favorite tracks personally are 8 Ball. I know you're getting a lot about that track, man. 8 Ball. I am, and Best Man. Man.
You know what's crazy is that those 3 songs, with the exception of Best Man, but those 2 songs, I should say, I had wrote those songs. Probably 8 Ball is definitely a year old, but I Am is probably almost 3 years old.
Okay.
And I didn't have Stretch, I didn't have Jove on it. I just had the record, and I was playing it over and over. And at the time, a good friend of mine was shopping the record to Nas.
Okay.
And we was like, you know, what if we get him? What if he hear it? You know, that was the record. Like, we gonna let him hear this one. He'll love it. And it felt like Nas. And we got close, and it didn't come through. And so I got to putting this album together, and then it was like, yo, this is it. Man. And you know, we did that. But I'll say that to say, like, 8 Ball and I Am, like, the records was out this summer.
Yeah,
and I don't know what it was, but yeah, like, you know, I didn't get the same response when it was a single as I did when it was on the album. Like, on the album, it's definitely top 3.
Sequencing. That sequencing, man, the way it runs in the album. Sequencing is everything. And even with I Am, because I noticed that with a lot of my projects, it'd be like, dog, I put this out like a while back. I think like with the Hello Victory EP that me and Beethoven dropped, we did Climb as one of the first singles, and it was like no traction really. It was like people saw it, was oh yeah, word. And then the album came out with an EP, and people was hitting me up, yo, that second joint, the second track is like, dog, we been put that out like in the summer. What y'all talking about? Like, but sequencing is everything. And I think that comes to an importance about releasing like actual projects because I'm always like, man, I'm not an album guy. Like, when it comes to creating them, like, I can do an album, but I'm never really just like, I gotta do an album. I do an EP like with no problem. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And or drop a maxi single or something, like it's nothing.
Yeah.
But something about the albums, man, like people want that sequence, and that's a big thing to everybody, I guess.
You know, I think it is too, and it's funny you say that because sometimes I get stumbled. You know, I recorded 100 songs. Well, on this one right here, probably about 200 songs, but wow. I record on average probably about 100 songs a year I give. And I'm always in that mode of how you are, like, man, let me drop a maxi single, or let me drop an EP. And for a long time, you know, it was just like, man, I got to give them 15, you know, and then I went but over time in my whole career, I went from 3 verses to 2 verses, you know, and now I'm even from sometimes 2 verses to 2 12-bar verses, just because the listener's ears are different, you know. And so so all of that, I'm saying all that to say that I've come to a point now where it's like, yo, I got to learn how to get to people quicker and more potent as they would have gotten it in 15 songs with 3 verse songs. Yep. You know, and so then it made sense to do 8 songs, you know, and honestly, I was trying to make it 7, you know what I'm saying? But, it was, I forget which record it was just undeniable. And it was just, you know, we got to just put the extra one on there and just roll the dice, man. Yeah, it just had to be there. And so, but I overall, man, I'm grateful and glad that people has received the music the way that they have, man. Like, this album is getting so much good reviews. I haven't heard, you know, really no bad review about the body of work in itself. I've gotten a couple, you know, I could have kept Wave off of it, you know what I mean? But other than that,
Wave,
man, I think people overall, they love it.
Wave is the joint. Like, that's one of the joint.
I think it's the joint. I think it's the joint too, man. You know, and for me, it was different. You know, my man sent it to me, man. Like, look, you got to open your horizons. You know, it's still a business. You gotta have fun. You gotta let people dance and laugh with you. And so,
that's what people want, man. Like, dog.
Yeah, they do.
I tell DDT this well, he tells me all the time as well. But it's sitting with me more like, dog. People want to have fun, man. Times are so tense. You know what I'm saying? Like people people want to feel free, dance. You know what I'm saying? Like party a bit. So I thought the track balanced it out well. Now the intro, you spoke about your grandma like being a churchgoer, giving life lessons early that you miss. You know, and just following, and then about following your dreams. You know what I'm saying? And you was asking questions like why God put you, you know, what you went through. Like that's the intro. It starts out heavy. You know what I'm saying? Speak on that.
Yeah, you know, my mother and my father, man, they both are. My father not anymore, but both of my parents were cross addicted.
Okay.
You know, my mother is a addict. My father is the same. And so early in my life, you know, my grandmother was. Both of my grandmothers, you know, that song, you know, I'm talking about one of my grandmothers, but, you know, I there's not to discredit my other grandmother. I love you, baby. You know, they both were very instrumental in my life. And very early, you know, my grandparents had to push life into me real deep, real fast, you know, and hard, you know, that, hey, you can't let, you know, your surroundings be your outcome. You know, it's not your fault that this is what your parents are doing and this is the cards that you dealt, but it's definitely your responsibility of how you respond to it. And so growing up, you know, I mean, imagine how that is when everybody else's parents are probably a little more lenient and they can do more. And I got old grandparents that's like, nah, you ain't doing that. Nah, you ain't doing that. You got to go to the church and, you know, you got to do this and you got to do that. And, you know, then my grandmother died, you know, and then it's like, yo, how all of these things that everything I know is because of what you taught me. And so now early, I got to figure out what's next.
I'm left to fend.
You know, and so big bingo. You know what I'm saying? My favorite line in that is, you know, you probably roll over in your grave if you knew I followed my dreams but ended up a slave. You know, my grandparents never wanted me to be stuck in one spot because that's something that I was forced to do. Right. You know, follow your dreams, create your own lane, and do what you want to do and change the world. And I followed it, and I still became a slave to my craft. You know, and in some ways, a lot of ways, in a good way. But you know, I'm an artist in every sense of the word. I eat, sleep, shit, breathe. Only 99% of the time, I'm thinking about my music, how to make it better, how to get it to more people, how to you know, provoke emotion. Like that's what I'm on all the time. And so
that's real. That's
what the intro was. It was just frustration of I'm finally where I feel like I can crack it open, and I ain't got my baby to help me and talk to me.
I felt all of it. I was like, man, that's heavy. You know what I'm saying? Then it's like I said, you got the baby boy scene with the Omar Gooden prayer, and then it jumps into Lost Ones. And one of the lines that you say that stood out, you was like, I'm just a sinner who in love with God. I was like, oh man, this about to be that. This about to be one of them albums. I said, okay, I gotta sit here a minute and digest this because it's such a digestible line, but it's so much depth to it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. I think everybody can relate to being a lost one. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, at some point, whether it was, you know, your friends on the block, people at school, you know, your family feeling like the black sheep, or everybody has felt at some point ostracized.
Yeah. You
know, or on the outside of, you know, the status quo, you know, and unfortunately for me, my whole life has been charity. You get what I'm saying? Until I took matters into my own hands. And for me, Lost Ones was that, you know. It's just, I grew up on the other side of privilege, a block away from doubt, 2 streets from unforgiveness. I go to school and go to work, hustle, watching my pivot. You know what I'm saying? Like this is my real life. You know what I'm saying? Who wants to be, you know, the charity case of, you know, I got the, and it was hard to even give them that, you know, give them that emotion fully to, you know, everything I had was hand me down. You know, everything I got was because of somebody else had to bless me. And ain't nothing wrong with the blessing.
Man,
I'm taking the blessing every time I want the blessing, but why mine's got to be delivered like this? You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, for me, it was just, you know, fuck it, I'll fix it. I ain't waiting no more. And I love God. I love God with every fiber in my body. But Lord, this don't feel good to me. And I'm done waiting on it. So I'm going to get it, you know, and in that time, like the prayer says, you know, if you can't forgive us, you know, if you can't forgive us, then just forgive us for being lost. You know what I'm saying? And that's what that was about.
That's so relatable, man. Cause I like when you was speaking on that, I was thinking about how like even being in my late teens, you know what I'm saying, like still going through that struggle, and like you got to get hand-me-downs from your cousins who are a little bit more fortunate than you. You know what I'm saying? I remember looking like, man, I ain't gonna never have to get hand-me-down clothes. You know what I'm saying? And it became like a thing to where it was like, niggas that had
was always
clothes,
the thing, like
and it'd be like it hit you up like, hey yo, or hey had a mom hit your mom up like, yo, you know, tell them we got some clothes for him over here. It's like, nah, man, like, you know what I'm saying? But then you so used to getting it, you like, man, I don't want to block the blessing. Let me just get these clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit, that's you. And it's like you said, it's like, dang, it's a blessing, but why I got to be this way? You know what I'm saying?
This way,
saying that, I was like, man, it resonated.
You know it. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. You know, and I knew that people felt like that. You know, one of the hardest things, man, I should say that I went through more than any of the violent stuff, man, was, you know, my grandmother, she lived in Southfield, you know, and I remember my grandmother, she coming to get us from Durfee Elementary. And I'm gonna try to make it short, but you know, she took us from DPS, and she took us to Southfield schools because you know, it was the violence. We had to go through the metal detector. That bothered her. You know what I'm saying? And so we went there, and it was probably the harshest thing that I dealt with up until probably 10th grade. And that's when I you know, got locked up, because not that I understood why she was doing it, and it was the best thing for me. You know what I'm saying? But could you imagine, like, coming from the hood, right? Or coming from nothing, and then you go into Southfield schools, and all of the kids got like hush puppies, and they get the Jordans the first day they come out, and you know, they ain't even riding bikes no more. They riding mopeds and go-karts, and you know, a couple of them even have pools in their backyard.
I 100%
you know, like,
understand. 100%.
You feel me? Like damn, like not only am I not from this, but I'm really not from this.
I ain't
you know
even on their level. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like this ain't even close to what I'm just getting a bike. They riding mopeds.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it was crazy. You know what I'm saying? But even with that, you know, like I knew that was part of my process. You know, I needed to feel that for some reason.
Even for me,
you know what I'm saying? And that's why God let it happen.
Even for me, like being a CAS graduate, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas immediately they associate that with, oh, you had it good. It's like, nigga, no, I didn't. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't there. I wasn't fresh. I had to work with what I had. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what?
Majority of the kids there were. You know what I'm saying? Their parents were fortunate. They can, you know, provide for them or whatever. But me, I'm like, I was, hey, man, look, Foot Locker got the white tees on sale. They got them in different colors now.
For 20 joints.
You know, I'm keeping them clean. Like, I'm keeping them clean.
Yeah,
I got the white ones. They like, dang, how you keep your ones clean? Shoe polish.
I ain't got no choice.
You know what I'm saying? They thinking I'm doing this out of like just because I'm just being neat. It's like, nah, this is all I got, and I got to work with it.
Yeah,
you know
you got to work with it for a long time.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, no, I definitely can agree with that, man. You know, and then I never looked at the kids different. You know, the kids was living the way kids should have been living, man.
Exactly.
It really just boiled down to, you know, my parents didn't make the right decision. You know, and their parents did. They went to school, they took care of their children, and you know, they made sure their kids had options. My parents, they wanted to run the streets, you know, and that was just my cards, you know.
Yep, that's real. A line you said in there, because it connects with that, is the thing about people being bothered by you being certain of yourself. Yeah, that's heavy.
Yeah,
because that's a thing. That's a thing. Your confidence can bother somebody else. You know.
You know, but. It definitely does. I mean, I think even in this world today, especially in the social media world, you know, confidence is so rare, you know, and it's kind of oxymoron or moronic, I should probably say, because, you know, everybody on social media is the most confident, the most richest, the most prettiest, the most, you know, everybody has got their shit together on social media, you know, but I'm talking, you know, in those songs, this is before social media where you can't lie.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So my biggest weapon as a kid was my confidence. If I didn't have confidence, I wouldn't get no chicks in Southfield. For sure not. I wasn't
At
fly
all.
enough. You know what I'm saying? Like I had to be able to say that, man. Like I didn't have enough friends to, you know, lean on my friends, you know, clothes or they bikes or mopeds and go to all of the freshest parties. I had to literally be the cool kid in my own mind, you know, and the friends that I was with, it just had to work for me, you know, and they were usually the outcasts like I was, you know, or the people that, you know, probably was even from that, but just was lame to everybody else.
Yeah.
So my confidence was my only weapon, you know, and it still is to this day. Is probably my biggest asset.
You talk about in the I Am track, the
Mm-hmm.
you start off with saying Papa wanted a soldier, Mama wanted a dealer, and you
Mm-hmm.
kind of spoke to this earlier, saying the cross addict situation. So like, can you like
Yeah,
get into that? Like, you know, just Papa wanted a soldier, but Mama wanted a dealer.
yeah. So you know, my mother, my dad, he's still around. You know, we have a strange relationship now. You know, but my dad, he didn't. My dad was. I like to say it like this, you know, because it's the only way that can really make sense for somebody on the outside. But my dad didn't fuck with us when my mom didn't fuck with him, right?
Mm.
So if my mom wasn't like, you know, Big Brian, um, you know, hey, you know, let's get together, you know, whatever it is. And my mom and my dad tried for many years to be together. My dad wouldn't come around, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
off rip, it was when he out. It's like, hey man, make sure your mama good, you know, take care of your brothers, take care of your sisters, and you know, like, and that never stopped. You know, it never was, you know, hey, how you doing? You know, you're 13 now. What you dealing with? You know, you got hair on your balls. You liking girls. Like, it was always take care of your people. Make sure your mama good. Make sure your brothers and them good. And, you know, I got to fight my brothers and sisters battles, right? And my mother, it didn't matter. She out. You know what I'm saying? She out weeks, sometimes months at a time,
Man.
and not seeing my OG. You know what I'm saying? And so then it became, okay, well, I figured out how to like keep my brothers and sisters in the same house, and we not worried about CPS coming to get us no more. But now it became, how do we eat? Right? How do we eat? How do we you know, back to school, or you know, Brandon want to go on this field trip, or you know, Joe wants some Air Force Ones, you know, and I was out. I was in the streets, and I would pass my mother, you know,
Wow.
fucking with street niggas. You know what I'm saying? And my mom wouldn't be like, "Hey, baby, what is you in here doing?" Something you would expect a mother to do.
Yeah.
She wasn't doing that, you know, because at the end of the day, it was, well, he got to do what he got to do because his brothers and his sisters. You know, I got an interview up on YouTube, man, and you know, I might have to private message you and send it to you. I went back to my old hood a few years back, man. I'm walking, one of the big homies stopped, and he, you know, we rapping, kicking. He like, man, I just saw your moms, you know.
Wow.
And I'm like, hey, yo, I said, what's up? You know, he see my mama every day, you know, but he running the streets still. And that was one of the things that, you know, put me on in some of my early years, you know, but that was normal. You know, it was kind of like, don't ask, don't tell. That's her son. Let him be. Even that part, you know, Lisa's little boy from the block, he kept it thorough. You know, you can trust Lil B. He good. Trust me. You can trust Lil B. And that just became the thing. So, and I know you didn't ask this, but, you know, it wasn't necessarily, hey, son, why don't you get with this and my friend? But it was almost a no-brainer of, man, you know where this is going.
Yeah.
How you think this is getting done? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Exactly.
how you think we still in here? You ain't been, shit, I remember when I was probably, 17, I don't think I seen my mom at all that year. But we was in the same house. Lights didn't get cut off. We ate every day. We didn't eat, you know, escargot or, you know, filet mignon, but we ate every day.
It was getting done.
You know, and when you eat, for sure, it had to. Because I had already suffered the brunt of it. My school years was over. My opportunity, to me, my time was over. It was about them. And so that's where that came from. You know, just a lack of parenting and selfishness. Honestly, at the underground of it is, you know, my mom wanted to do her.
It's amazing because as you tell that, like when I was listening to the track, I visualized it the exact same way that you're telling it.
Mm-hmm.
Because like me per se, I remember my brothers telling me like when the crack, they older than me by what, like 11, 12 years. So like around the time the crack epidemic first hit, you know what I'm saying, in the 80s. And I remember him telling me, like, it was wild because the dealers in the hood would see them and be like, hey, man, you know, my pops was an addict, or still a recovering addict at that. And they would see him, they would see my brothers and be like, yo, man, they would call him Rob. They were like, we seen Rob. Yeah, your pops, man, he was trying to buy from me. So imagine that, you know what I'm saying? Like, so trust me, I understand. So, and then me thinking it's over for by the time I get older, I'm like, okay, hopefully by the time I'm old enough, that's over for. But nah, it was the same shit, you know, growing up,
same shit,
walking in the neighborhood, just going to the bus stop in the morning. Hey, man, your pops, man, he got some, I looked out for him on some stuff, you know, he still owe me such and such.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like, wow, like, just hearing that, it's a thing where it's like that, like your experience is different because you like I had to go out there and I had to do what I had to do, but in my sense it was like I'm out there and I'm seeing the cats telling me like, you know, they cool with me. They're like, his son, you know, he ain't worried about him. He all right. You know what I'm saying? He doing his thing or whatever. He out here, you know, music or whatever, and he ain't bothering nobody. But hey, yo, pops, man, like, you know, but it'll come times my pops coming to me, hey, you know, let me hold like 20. I'll pay you back with interest. You know you ain't never getting that money back. You know what I'm saying? So it's like wow. So I listen to the song like, yo, like this is crazy. That's like, yo, this one of my favorite joints, man. It set with me. It resonated. You I am is so special, man, because like I told you, that's probably about that is for sure the oldest record on there that I have recorded, but it set the tone for the whole Good Karma. Before I even knew that the Good Karma would look or sound or feel the way it does, it allowed me to get a little more personal and intricate, like in detail with my life. You know, like I am. You know, Mama said, "Boys don't cry." Daddy said, "Fix your face, dry your eyes." You know, time to be a man. You know, everything I really am is because of what my circumstance and atmosphere has created. Yeah,
and that that song literally was just like, oh. If this was an album, how could I talk about this from different angles? Yeah. And then if you listen to Good Karma, it's just different angles of what that is.
Exactly. And that's why I said sequencing is like so important because right after I Am follows up with 8-Ball.
Yeah.
So you give us the story. That's why I said I listen. Yeah. I listen twice. You give us the story of I Am, and I'm like, yo, I'm sitting there, I'm like, yo, that's heavy. And then 8-Ball comes on, and I was like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? And you were saying like you was 13 the first time you like seeing your father do cocaine.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, just the whole having to burn candles because of lights. I'm like, talk it. You like burning candles because of lights.
Man.
I'm like, yo.
Man, thank you, man. Thank you, man. Thank you so much, bro. Like 8-Ball, I probably would say it's probably the most emotional record on there, but I think on 8-Ball, and maybe you might have to listen again to understand where I'm coming from, but it's the most vulnerable I allow myself to be. You know, I went to Chicago. I did a promo tour back in July, and I went to Chicago, and I did 8-Ball, and I went down there, and you know, everywhere you go, every hood, every ghetto, you know, everybody got their own slang for what an ace is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And they don't call, you know, ace 8-Balls. I don't know what they call them, you know, but when I seen the way that it spoke to people and they understood what I was saying, I knew that this ain't my story. This is our story.
Yeah.
This is the crack baby story. This is the 80s. These are the kids of the 80s babies that are just saying, hey, man, and listen, I'm 35. I'm about to be 40. Like, some people might listen to this album and say, man, this nigga a grown-ass man still having daddy issues. Yes.
Yeah, because, and it's like you said, in the I Am track with the whole, you know what I'm saying?
Bingo.
Mom and daddy said, boys don't cry. And because it's like you dealing with that trauma
I'm
early
still
on.
there.
You dealing with the trauma early on, and it was never really a way, and that's for all of us. It was like you deal with the shit early on, and we never knew how to attack it. You know what I'm saying? And embrace it. It was just like, damn, I'm getting hit with this, and I'm young. So then it's like you think you get older, and it's like you shed it off, it's gone. It's like, nah, that shit follow you.
No, it don't leave, because the thing is, it's probably more damaging to my life now and more relevant to my life now than ever because now I have my own children.
Yep.
And I don't have a father I can call and say, hey, Pop, man, my son, man, this little nigga, man, guess what he did? I don't have that. I go to work and I talk to my coworkers and I'm like, man, my son did some crazy shit. And they give me their game like, hey, man, my son just did that, man. That's what I did. Check this out.
That's
and
real,
that's how
man.
I'm getting taught. You feel me? Like I don't have my pops. I don't have a big homie. I am the big homie. You see what I'm saying?
Real.
And 8-Ball was just my opportunity to just be like, look, man. I said on there, man, look, I contemplated selling my mama dope if it meant that I could get up out of this shit.
Man.
Think about that. I contemplated selling my mama the poison if it meant that I could get up out of my situation right now and my babies ain't got to worry about it. Megan, Joe, and Brandon are my little brothers. I know we kicking it, so you need to know who I'm talking about when I say them names. They're my little brothers and my little sisters. If I could have did that and felt like that would have made a difference, it's some crazy ass shit, but I would have did it. But then the only thing it was, I didn't blow no weed around my brothers and sisters my whole time, bro. Like, the only thing that kept a nigga from it was like, if I do that, I ain't no better than their parents.
Yeah.
And they need to see the other side.
They need to exactly. I was about to say they need to stay like, damn, mom's doing it. You know what I'm saying? Damn, you doing it too. It spills over from
so I was like, yo,
a cycle.
And the curse never breaks. So they needed to know, man, big bro he ain't doing that.
Yeah.
He ain't doing that. He ain't gonna do that to us. And they was right. I couldn't. You know, but it still didn't make it no better, you know, because in the early part, you know, and I hate to like say street nigga or nothing like that, but I didn't have a hustle. You know, to me it was never about, man, I'm the kingpin, I can sell a lot of dope. Or man, I'm the stick up kid, nigga, I catch everybody slipping, or I'm the kick dough, you know, like to me it was just about, man, where we getting some money from?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I don't give a shit what it is. How can we get some money? You know what I'm saying? And from, you know, 8-Ball is important to me just because it's emotional about my people. And I don't want to get off subject. I was really about to go there with you, bro. But
no, that's real.
You know,
man.
like 8-Ball I'm just vulnerable. I'm just as vulnerable as anybody could expect, man. And you know, go back through it again. Listen to Good Karma, man. It's freeing.
I'm glad you made it. I was like, oh my God, like dog, we need an album like this.
Yeah.
I'm like, they're out there. I'm like, but it's not.
Yeah.
This is close to home. Like we see you. You know what I'm saying? We know we can communicate with you. Like yo, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the bigger artists is different. It's like we know the story. It's real. It's coming from them. It's vulnerable, but it's like we don't know them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like we you know, we can do fan mail or something or through email or social media here and hope they comment back like, yeah, thanks. You know what I'm saying? But here we are. We on a podcast kicking it about it.
We just let's do life.
You know what I'm saying?
Let's just talk life.
Like, and that's because we older now. You know what I'm saying? It's like talk that real shit. Cause I was listening, so I was like,
keep it funky,
man. When you was talking about this shit with the VC, you like VCR missing, but we know who did it. Nigga, I was like,
we know who the vandals.
I'm like,
you know, it's gone.
The whole thing,
it's another one.
You know, loving our mom, but having to take a backseat to her habits. I was like, man, dog. I wanted to hit my brother up so bad. Matter of fact, he gonna hear the episode. I'm like, yo, you gotta listen to this album, man. You got to. That's just,
big bro. Check it out for me, man. Check out the
shit.
album, man.
That's
check
just
out
real
the
shit.
album. You'll love it. And just look, man. I ain't on there talking no fly shit
at all.
Think about it. I ain't on there talking no fly shit. And niggas need to know that on this podcast. If you tuning in, I ain't talking no fly shit.
It feel fly because of the production, though. That's what it is.
You feel me?
Production is like so. It's so grown, but then it's dog. It's like it's grown man shit. It's grown up shit. I should say. I ain't even say grown man because it's women out there dealing with the same or shit or they dealt with it. You know what I'm saying? They passed.
Yeah.
But it's grown, man. I was like, dog, this is like adult contemporary hip hop that's needed. It ain't feel forced. It didn't feel like even with Wave. Like that's the banger. That's the one. That's the radio. But it didn't feel forced. It did not feel. It felt like, yo, let me have some fun right quick on this album.
Yeah. You know what? the fun from that, man, you know, I was damn, and I want to talk about this shit, man. But I was in a situation, and that situation ended up not turning out to be what it was supposed to be.
Okay.
Right. And when I came home for good, like I was always in and out. But when I came home for good, I was like, yo, ain't no more. Like that's it. What comes after this is gonna be because of you and you only. We through, or we gonna get a job, or we gonna go back in the streets. That was my conversation for Waves. The beat came through, and I was in this mode. I'm chilling in my crib. I'm smoking. I'm just chilling. And this is the conversation I was having with myself, just listening to beats. And I got stuck right here, like, yo, what you gonna do? And Wave became like, yo, I'm home. I can do everything I just did, Dolo. Watch. And I just caught a wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm out here grinding. I'm going to get it. Tell them niggas to boss up. Because I'm bossing up. Ain't no more waiting on niggas.
It's like the party joint, but it's still like real shit is being said. Because even
it's
in the
real
second
shit.
verse,
let's go get it.
Even in the second verse, you're talking about like how, like just speaking about, you know, not worrying about people fucking with you, but if they respect you.
Yeah.
That matters.
That's it. That's to me, when you get, man, come on, man. Money, power, respect.
Yep. Respect,
money, power, respect, man.
It go way further than just being a popular kid for the moment.
That's right.
The respect it's gonna exceed. It's gonna go beyond that. It's gonna move past that and just be something that lasts. And I didn't mean to gloss over or skip over this track, but even one in the same. And shout out to A-Dot. We just had him on the podcast.
Yeah.
Break down the meaning of that song, because you was talking about love and hate. You know, just contrasting the two. Like, break that down, like as far as one in the same, like what that meant.
So for me, man, my biggest motivators in life, man, are hate and love. You know, I'm motivated 100% by who loves me and who hates me. The thing is people don't know who they are, except for the one. Well, it's a few slots, but the people that are certain, you know, this man or, you know, this person loves me, you don't know which one you want, because I'm secluded and I'm so secret in my life. Nobody, you know, except for one person knows everything about my life, right? Mm-hmm. You know, as a friend, and, you know, this is just the friend that I am, you know, and people accept it and they love it, and the people that don't, you know, we don't communicate. But, you know, I'm the friend that I'm going to fall back, and I might be out for months. I got friends that I ain't spoke to and got in depth with in years, and I see them every day on Instagram and Facebook. But I love them, and they know that I love them, and you know, they love me. You get what I'm saying? And so, what hating the love for me is the things that motivate me are the same things that can also terminate me and kill me. And if you can understand how to process both as just an emotion and not a thing that makes you act or react to something, you're gonna win. You know, and examples of those is when people abandon you. You know what I'm saying? They taught me to grind on my own. I never complain. Most niggas be like, man, my mama put me out, man. That's the first thing niggas say. Well, why this happened? Man, my mama put me out. Or, man, I got fired. Or, you know, man, these niggas keep fucking. Nah, hating and love is one and the same. They told me to grind on my own. I never complained. I never complained about one thing in my life, bro. Listen, most people born into this world, they got their mama. They biological, genetically, you know what I'm saying, like, responsible to love you no matter what. Like, nigga, born into this world, a mother loves her child. I came into this world, first strike out the gate, nigga, my OG left me. I ain't complaining, though.
Like, you was able to process early.
Hell, early. Like, yo, this ain't her fault.
Yeah, it's like it's happening.
Let's just go get it. We got to just speak. If this is what I'm supposed to be doing, God gave me a gift, man, and I'm blessed. I know love and I know hate. You win some and you going to lose some. You're going to lose some, bro. I'm never scared to take losses. I'm fearless. I'm taking losses as we speak. Literally.
That's interesting. That's interesting saying that, because as we were just saying, you know, a while ago, that social media generation, everybody got to post the wins. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
It's like, you ain't winning all the time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like social media, we supposed to be transparent on there, right? It's something that allows people to connect to you. But it's like most of us is just posting like the W, and it's like, no, be transparent. Like, let's talk about the L's, and it connects back to the music. Let's hear the music. Let's talk about the losses that we done took. You know what I'm saying? Stuff that resonates with people. And that's why I say this album is so important. And then you get into the track Best Man. I say this is my third favorite track on the album. It's grown man music. Speaking about a woman. It ain't the typical woman joint. It's you said a line, I want a woman who prays. You don't really hear people say that.
Man.
That's something that's left out. You normally hear like,
that's
yo,
the most important,
she
man.
Gotta look, she gotta be fine, she gotta be she gotta be bad, bro. And, she gotta be smart. She gotta be smart. You know, she gotta dress. She gotta be able to cook. You'll never hear nobody. I want her to pray. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, that's just the truth, bro. Some guys prerequisites. She gotta be 5'5" with a fatty. Man, I just want her to pray. If she know how to pray, I can work with everything after that. That means she know my father. And when I go holler at my daddy about her, he gonna let me know if she good money. If she don't know how to pray, he gonna be like, who you talking about?
That's
you feel me?
If
she can pray, then I can go holler at my father. What's she about? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm led by God. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's a real
I'm
line.
led by God, man.
It was spiritual. I was like, man, that's heavy. That's like, that's grown man rap. That's grown man rap right there. And then that's why it goes back to the sequencing of the album, because it lands into God Forgives. Very dope track. H.I. has a line on there. He said, and even if I think this was the closing line of that song. He says, and even if I didn't know my father, God forgives. I just want to interlock my fingers in the palm of his. I was like, oh, shit. Like, so they ain't come to play on this album, dog. I was like, and it's short. I was like, dog, man. 9 tracks like this is short and concise. Straight to the point.
Thank you, man.
Straight to the point.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm glad you like it, man. Listen, I slaved over this album, bro. I mean it. And I went broke doing this album, man. I literally, man, nigga went broke doing that album.
Man, it's worth it, man.
Man, that man, and I feel it, though. You know, and now God's just telling me, man, to lay back, enjoy the fruits of your harvest, man, and just be obedient. You know what I'm saying? But Good Karma is everybody's album, man. And I want to talk about God Forgive, you know, but I want to just say this while it's on my heart to people listening, man. God is real. God is real, man. And I've been saying this on my social media probably the last week, a week and a half, because it's been on my spirit that, you know, we're in a time where you can choose to do and be anything you want to be in this world, man. And people are choosing some very, very, very bad decisions. Very bad decisions out here, man. But God is real, man.
That's a fact. God
is real. And I don't care what you identify him as. We getting lost on who we call him and how he feel and how he look. You know, you can call him whatever you want to call him. I don't care what you call him, man, but God is real. And I can tell you the person that I call, what my God name is, he shows up for me. And I know somewhere in the other part of this world, they call him something completely different. And for sure, that same person shows up for them. Because it ain't about his name.
Absolutely.
It ain't about what he feel like. It ain't about what he smell like, where he came from, what color his skin was. It's about your relationship with that person.
Exactly. Now
I have a relationship with the Father, man. God forgives.
That's real, man. Now, as far as if you know God's voice, what actor would you place, you know, God's voice to? Because I'm going with Morgan Freeman. Who you got?
Morgan Freeman.
Yeah, that like
if I could place
it got to be Morgan. Or no, James Earl Jones.
James Earl Jones. Oh, that's a good one. No, but I don't hear a guy like that. See, my God is more subtle. He honestly.
Yeah, on some real shit. They like when they say when God speaks to you, it's silent.
Yeah.
Like you hardly hear it. It's like it's so faint.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I was joking with the Morgan Freeman,
loud.
you know, and James Earl Jones, but seriously, like it's real. It's like it's faint.
It's never loud. He never loud. I remember one time I was on the way to do some foul ass shit. I was like, Lord, tell me to stop, man, so I can pull over. Tell me to stop. Man, he did not show up for your mans. He let me go and do that dumb ass shit.
He like, well,
He knew what he like, niggas, man. Like, what you talking about? You
like,
know I don't do that.
He
Stop
like, you
playing
calling
with me.
on me. He like, don't be asking me. Like, you know this
Stop
is
playing
wrong.
with me, man.
He like,
you know this wrong.
I'm telling you it's
What are
wrong
you
by
doing?
you asking me if I should be going to do this. Like,
You feel me?
Yeah.
And I did it. Like, man, come on, man. You know I don't talk to you like that. I told you that weeks ago. Don't do this. When you started that dumb ass shit,
it's so
I seen it coming.
It's so faint, and like you realize people want signs, and they want it to be so like fall in your lap. It's like, nah, you got to pay attention to the signs. They're real subtle. Like you said, it's so subtle. You know?
Yeah. Nah, they're for sure that, man. But, you know, man, God forgives, man, was my outcry to just say thank you, Father, and, you know, and to publicly, you know, express my love for him and my commitment to him. You know what I'm saying? I did a lot of dirt and a lot of things to, like, you know, discredit my God and humiliate my God. I've done a lot of terrible things in this world. And my God never gave up on me, man. That's all God forgives is saying is that he never gave up on me, man. I should be dead right now for sure, or at least doing the natural life for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like, he ain't did me like that, bro. I did a lot of bad out here. I know people that did way less, man, than out here doing 100 years right now. Straight up. God forgives, man. And he is real, man. And I just wanted to come out and say I'm sorry. I know that you forgive, and I know I'm testifying to the world. I'm saying a prayer at the end of the world to everybody that can hear me. I prayed for you. I won. I don't need nothing else. However God want to bless me, he blessed me. But I'm telling everybody, I'm praying for everybody because I know you real. As many people that can hear this, they're going to know that I believe in God. Don't even come with me with that.
The album serves as like a true testimony. You know what I'm saying? Like, just calling it good karma, just... Like, album titles the title of it is everything because it sells a person like, what is this about? You know what I'm saying? Like, when I seen the cover art is everything too. It pulled me and it had the horns there. I said,
yeah.
Good
Let me tell you just one tidbit about that, and I want you to keep going. My wife drew that.
Woo-hoo. Salute.
She drew it. She just drew it on the paper like this is what it should look like. We was on the kitchen. We was on the couch watching HGTV, and that was it. Hey, but yeah, I wanted to say that, man.
It wasn't.
My wife drew that.
It's so simple, but it's impactful. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I was like, oh, I said that say a lot. You know what I'm saying? So hearing you say this now, you know what I'm saying? Like I say, it's a testimony. That's fire, man.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, man. And short, I'm telling you, dog, like concise. I was like, man, this is. I said I can go with this. You know what I'm saying? I went back and let me listen to this again. I said, yeah, this is a heavy album, man.
Yeah. Thank you, man.
Let us sit with that. That's a meal. You know, let them sit with that and digest that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Who?
So let me ask you,
production
man.
on that before you go into that.
Man, I was all over the place.
Okay.
I was all over the place, man. I know one thing you probably noticed, and anybody that's been following Patience is there wasn't no remnants of no speakers on there.
Yeah, you're right.
There wasn't no remnants of them on there. We didn't lock in one time. Not one time. Not one single time, bro. We ain't lock in. Man, there's so much I want to say about that, but I'm going to leave that be because they're my brothers and I love them for real. But I've been seeing them, and they've been seeing me.
That's true. I just thought about that. Yeah, because that was your go-to. Yeah.
Come on, man. Like, my first 2 albums belong to them people.
Definitely.
They're my brothers. They helped me. Obi cut the lights on for me, but like they helped me understand like, yo, this is what you can really do. Like you talented, you gifted. You know what I'm saying? Like they really got with me in there. They was in the gym shooting with me. I owe a lot to those speakers. I owe a lot to them, man. But that's another story. We'll do that on another time. But on the production, I was all over the place. You know, I created a lot of this album on the road. Traveling and touring, you know what I'm saying? And I met a lot of talented people all over the country, all over the world for that matter, you know, and I got to sit in the presence of some really gifted minds, production-wise.
I think what's dope about that is that even, like you say, it was all over the place, but it doesn't sound like it. Like, you know, you can hear, I'm like, man, this sound all over the place. Like, this sound all over the place in a good way. Like, you got different production on there, but it doesn't have that, you know, just whatever, we just do this
jumble.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's sequenced perfectly. It's cohesive. I hate using that word, but that's exactly what it is.
But that's what it is. Yeah, it's cohesive. You know, it sticks together.
But you said you had a question.
Yeah, it sticks together.
You was asking me something.
Oh, the album. So now that you done broke it down, you chewed on it a little bit. You might want to go back, before answering it. But do you feel like you can listen to this in 10 years?
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's relatable. That's something that's not a trend. You get what I'm saying? It's mad relatable. Like it's something that's gonna resonate with people. Anytime you got something like that, that's here forever.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be. It's not an album where it's like, yo, this remind me of, like, you could listen to an album that came out in '96 and it's gonna remind you of '96.
Yeah.
Like this one can remind you of any year, of anybody who was going through that, from the era of the '80s until now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because guarantee, like this, it don't like the situation that you went through. It's like you said, this was you know what to answer your question, you said it. This is everybody's album who experienced that. That's gonna go years.
This is your album.
You get what I'm saying?
That's your whole album. For sure.
That's
everybody
years.
need to hear the album. It's healing, man.
Yeah, exactly.
And I appreciate that, man.
There it is.
It's very therapeutic. Man, I had so many people that pull up on me, man, and be like, hey, that one line, I forgot. My man the other day, he was like, hey, man, I forgot I told my daddy do drugs. When I heard you say that, I was like, damn.
That's what I'm
saying. My
like,
daddy do drugs. I forgot.
It hit, you know what I'm saying? Because even, it made me think about, like, it's just transparent. You know what I'm saying? Because it took me, it's put memories back in my mind that I blocked out. Like, yo. But it was good to hear that because it was needed.
Yeah.
Because I sit down with the intent. I'm like, I'm about to listen to this. I'm about to jot it down. I'm knowing my mind. I said, I know what he's capable of, so I know it's going to be good.
Yeah.
But then I sat down and said, yo, like 8 Ball in itself is a movie. A short film or whatever can be done off 8 Ball alone.
Yeah.
The whole,
that
album is a movie, man. Like, that's somebody's life. It's your life.
That's my life.
You know what I'm saying? It's like other people can see that and be like, yo, like I 100% feel that.
Yeah.
Cause you had the courage to talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Like I do it in spats here and there on records. Like you took a whole album and wrapped it around that, but made it so presentable that you damn near gonna forget. The beats are so good on there. You gonna be like, oh
yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm a beat nigga. I'm gonna go in there and I'm gonna be like, oh this beat though. And then the words gonna grab me off rip. But it's like the beat too is like obviously the beat gotta be good. So I'm listening. I'm like, yeah, the nigga got an ear. You know what I'm saying? I'm listening like he got an ear.
Damn.
So then going back and then hearing the lyrics, I say, hey man, that's why I'm like, I had to listen twice. Because the first time I'm hearing it, I'm trying to hear it at once all together, but then I'm going back and really trying to dissect the lyrics.
Yeah, digest it. Yeah, I feel you. I know, that's how I ride to albums too. I got to feel it the same way.
I'm like, man, this shit's solid, man. Like, solid.
Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you so much, man. I mean a lot to me, bro. Seriously, man. You know, coming up together, man, you know, I consider myself, and this is respect to you and everybody else, man, but because I love my city, man, you know, and I love, you know, like Detroit made me, you know what I'm saying?
That's
but I
real.
consider myself like seriously, you know, but I consider myself like the Bullfrog legend.
Hey,
you know, like, nigga, like, I'm seriously, like, you know, but I'm saying that in the most humble way because I ain't forgot about you, bro. I ain't forgot about the big Gus. I ain't forgot about the big Wuss. I still see Soup. You know what I'm saying? Like, nigga, Mo Dirty. Like, when I be out here in the world, like, putting on, trying to get on for the D, like, I remember. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about the ones that's been hustling. Like, I've been hustling. I want everybody to know, man, I'm humble as I can possibly be ever. When I get on the show with people and I see them names on the flyers, I respect that. I don't come in there half-assing like, man, let me just, you know, I've been out here on the road. You know, I'm going to just stun on these little niggas. No, I don't do that. I respect everybody.
The charity work.
But I ain't going to play no games. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, hey, let's do it. I'm from Detroit where the best MCs is, and I carry myself appropriately everywhere I go, even at the crib. I dust my feet off, and when I go in there, I shake hands. But I'm a lion. And I expect everybody else too, man. But, you know, hey, look, Name tag, man. God bless you, man, for having me on here,
Man,
bro. You ain't
it,
have to open up your platform for me, man. Seriously. I respect you so much, man.
Likewise.
I tell that little story. Seriously, man. I seen we was doing it together, bro.
Likewise.
We was doing it together. I was
like,
seeing name tag like, yo, damn. Man, 07 is
Yeah.
exactly when. I had my daughter in 07, and I told you the inspiration was my daughter.
That's heavy, man.
The minute I had Madison, I was like, let's do it. I got to rap. I got to be for real and rap. Nah, let's go. Yep. I was in the Bullfrog. I consider myself the Bullfrog legend, man, and I got something special coming up, man. September 21st, man, I am doing an official album release party for Good Karma.
Okay.
It's going to be at the Bullfrog.
There you go.
The tickets are going to go on sale tomorrow at noon, 12 o'clock at P8tience.com.
So by the
That's
time
P the number 8, P8tience.
That's the 21st. That's a Friday. Okay. So by the time they hear it, tickets definitely going to be on sale by then. And let them know.
Sure.
Let them know where they can get the album, man. You know how cats know. Where can I hear that? Like,
listen, man. No, you can hear. You listen. Listen. Let me tell you where to go get it. I would prefer you to go and get it on Tidal with my big homie Jay. That's what I would prefer you to go and get it at. But if that's not an option for you, you can go and get it on Spotify. You can go and get it on Apple iTunes. You can get it on Deezer. You can get it on SoundCloud. You can also get it on YouTube.
Shout out to Deezer.
You can stream the album from YouTube.
I get a lot of streams off Deezer. Yeah. Shout out to them cats.
Deezer salute cats. For sure, man.
Shout out to them.
For sure, man. London, what up? All them Euros, what up? The Brits.
And where can they find you at? Where can they find you at online?
Online, you can find me at P8tience.com, of course, but all things social, Patience, P the number 8, Tience, and Patience spelled the same way, official. You can Google me at this point, don't you? You'll find something that'll point you my way.
That's what I'm talking about. Make them do a Google search. That's what I'm talking about. You can find me
for sure.
Much respect, man, once again. Can't wait till you hear this episode again just to hear it. It was dope. This was dope.
Thank you, man. I thank you for having me. I thank you for having me. It's my first official one of this album, bro.
Say word.
Just straight up, man. Okay. I've been secluded.
Okay.
This is the first one. You got the first one, man.
I gotta hurry. This is heavy. I gotta hurry and get this up then. Somebody gonna beat me to
it. Hey, first official. I'm co-signing that. That was all you.
Let's get to it then,
it
man.
I'm
gonna hit you when it's up then for sure.
My man, thank you so much, man. I look forward to seeing you, man. September 21st, man. Come see it live.
Most definitely.
If you like the album, if you like the sound of the album, I dare you to come and see it live. I ain't going to disappoint you. You seen what I just did with the album. I promise you I ain't going to let you down live. Come see me September 21st at the Bullfrog. P8tience.com and go get your tickets tomorrow at noon. If you ever been to the Bullfrog, you know how that small that joint is. And I'm going to say small like it's going to hurt something. I'm going to say it's small. Go get your tickets.
And you got to get there early, too, because they parking this.
You got to get there. I'm telling you, I'm putting pressure on niggas like that. I'm about to give you something special, goddammit. I'm telling you, buy your tickets and come out there. This shit going to be special. The devil trying to stop it. You don't even know the battles I've been fighting over this boy. Y'all better be there September 21st. God going to be in the building, I'm telling you. He going to be present. He going to be present. Mark my word. September 21st. See if I'm playing. You miss it, you're going to regret it forever because it's going to be a minute before I come back. I promise you. September 21st. Bullfrog. Let's do it.
Most doubt, man. I'm going to hit you when it's up.
The podcast you just heard was published with Anchor. Got something you want to say to the creator of this show? Send them a voice message using the Anchor app, free for iOS and Android.